Hey there, Parker Reed here, and welcome to PR Media, your home for everything movies and music through my eyes. And today we have a review of the 2020 film, The Sound of Metal. Sound of Metal is a 2020 American drama film directed and co-written by Darius Marder and starring Riz Ahmed, Olivia Cooke, Paul Raci, Lauren Ridloff, and Mateo Amalric. It tells the story of a punk metal drummer who loses his hearing, and when he does, the heavy metal drummer's life is thrown into freefall. Every so often, I see a movie that really impacts me and really makes a dent on my life and just how I view movies, and The Sound of Metal is exactly that. I'm so disappointed I did not see this in 2020, so it couldn't make my best of movies 2020 list, because this might have been number one, if not number two. And no, it's not because this movie's about heavy metal or metal life. It's really not about that. And honestly, the music in this movie, I did not love. I did not like Riz Ahmed's character's band at all whatsoever, so that's not what I'm basing this on. This is just a movie filled with emotion, filled with strong themes, filled with love, and it just really sucks you in. And the movie revolves around Riz Ahmed's character. He is a metal drummer, and that's what he does for a living, and he lives with his girlfriend in this Winnebago, and they travel around the country playing shows. Very underground. They're not like this huge band or whatever, so they're really relying on each other to survive, and you feel for them. You get to know them as characters before he starts to lose his hearing, and when it does, it goes with a flash. He just starts to lose it very quickly, and that's realistic to how it would actually happen in real life. So the movie is not about music per se. It's just about this man's journey of acceptance and finding a new life, and it pulled me in the entire time. It can be viewed as slow for people who don't like methodical pacing, so if you're into just action, 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 fight, 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 this is not the movie for you. This is very much a character study on Riz Ahmed, and all throughout this movie, you start off following them on tour, and you following him going into a rehab type facility, him trying to break out from that, and the movie ends in a very unexpected way, an ending that I enjoyed much more than like a traditional Hollywood ending. And the supporting cast in this movie is fantastic as well. That's probably why it's nominated for so many Oscars. And the fact that this didn't get a theatrical run, or at least not a very big one, it's an Amazon movie, I think that's a big shame because it's a fantastic film. Would it have done great in a big Cineplex alongside like an Avengers movie? No, obviously not. It's a very different type of film. And the big theme of this movie is the fact that a lot of the characters who are deaf and hard of hearing don't view it as a disability, don't view it as a detriment to their life. They view it as something that doesn't need to be fixed, and they just want to live with it and live their best life with it. And seeing Riz Ahmed struggle with that and struggle to hold on to the life that he once had, you feel for him. You know exactly where he's coming from. I am a musician myself, so if one day I just lost my hearing and I could no longer sing, could no longer play guitar, I'd be devastated. And this was his livelihood. He's an addict, so he's addicted to playing that. So when he loses that, he almost starts to turn back to drugs and turn back to any kind of comfort that he has, because playing music with his girlfriend, that was his saving grace. That's why he was able to stay sober. So when he loses that, he loses all grip on reality, and you really feel for him. He's hurting mentally. He's probably hurting physically too. And without giving away the ending, I think that was probably the strongest part of the film. It shows a lot of emotional maturity in Riz Ahmed's character. You really feel his emotional arc going through it, and you feel for some other characters' emotional arcs that finish the movie with him. And the last scene, that's going to be the Oscar reel, because it's phenomenal. It's emotionally impactful, and I enjoyed it immensely. And when I try to find negatives about this movie, I really don't find a lot. Maybe the only negative is the fact I didn't like his band, because it's this weird metal avant-garde indie kind of thing. But that's just a personal taste. I'm sure there's some people who watch it and really enjoy the music. Besides that, it was really strong. It hit the points I wanted it to hit and hit the points that it needed to hit. And I was left feeling impacted and just wanting to watch it again. That doesn't happen a lot for me nowadays. I've seen so many movies. I've seen so many documentaries. I've seen so much everything that wanting to return to one is surprising for me. And if I would have reviewed it last year, I think it would have been at the top of my list. So this is the first time this ever has happened on PR Media as far as movies go, but I'm going to give Sound of Metal a soaring 10 out of 10.
Oh my God! Ow, my face! Ow!
This is a near perfect film. It's a 10 out of 10. I can't give it any lower than that. I can't find any justifiable reason to do so. Make sure you go out and see Sound of Metal before this year's Oscars. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw here, you can check us out on Facebook or Instagram, and like, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. My name is Parker Reed. You've been watching PR Media. Keep supporting physical media, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
When this crappy, mundane world suddenly becomes radiant and magnificent, all the fear is gone. That place will never appear.